Again, the majority of incidental hepatic lesions are going to be hemangiomas or going to be cysts. The signatures of the various lesions, this was a chart that was recommended how to follow incidental lesions. And again, whether a patient has a known malignancy or suspected malignancy or just an incidental finding in an MVA will also impact how you manage patients. And this was from the ACR guidelines. That article is worthwhile reading, but it does make the point that in a patient without malignancy, lesions under 2 cm are likely going to be benign. So look very carefully at the CT findings. Again, there's different articles that make the point at transitions, 1 cm, 2 cm, 1.5. I think at the end of the day, the patient's profile will be very easy as a way of guiding patients. Simple incidental lesions in the liver, that's a cyst, that's a hemangioma. There's no need to work things up when they have classic appearances. We talk about FNH with that homogeneous enhancement like the IVC, but not the aorta, the central scar, the feeding vessels, and the way the lesion gets filling in. I think it's important to be able to have really close interaction with the radiologist and the technologist. In many cases, the ability to get an extra sequence at the time of the scan will allow you to make a very specific diagnosis. And of course, lesions like this are concerning. This ended up being hepatic adenoma, but that incidental finding is worrisome for hepatoma, and surely the patient will be worked up further with that appearance, or surely this appearance, which was an incidental hepatoma. So again, recognizing the appearances will help us really manage the patient, whether it's going for a workup, in this case of a biopsy of a hepatoma, or simply an FNH or hemangioma, which are leave-alone lesions. Now, we talk about cystic pancreatic lesions. I mentioned that. I also mentioned the fact that it's important to have agreement. Surely it's great if all of radiology has agreement, but I think it's important that with your own department, you have certain rules. It ends up, this article was very nice because it made the point that if people read articles that had rules, they were less likely to recommend unnecessary studies. If departments followed the rules, then there would be less confusion and less problems. So I think it's very important for the residents and fellows to be trained with the proper way of managing these patients.